Hi, my beautiful brothers and sisters. This is Mary Hernandez with Genesis Kingdom, part 3, because the video cut me off. So, with that being said, shalom, shalom. Come in peace. Get it? So, today's topic, I picked the downfall of our enemies, right? And it brought me, now I'm in Nahum 3, and a real quick recap of Nahum 2. So, Nahum prophesies the downfall of Nineveh, the Assyrians. It's the destructions of the Assyrians' empire as an image of how God will confront, and it says that God will bring it, and God will bring it to, but God will also bring it down. It's almost like God gives, God takes it away. And if at any moment you sat there and you forgot about the Maker at the end of the day, guess what? And you're sitting there going, living as a way in the world, well, guess what? You're going to be dethroned. You're going to be taken away. He lifts up. He brings down. He blesses. It's on you to do with that blessing. You know, if you do wrong, you got to know from right from wrong. You know, you pretty much know that. You know, following the 10 Commandments, Exodus, have no other gods besides the Creator of heaven and earth. But it says God will comfort, and then God will bring down. It says all violent human empires. This is about the commitment to justice, which is true today as it was in the time of Nahum. You know, from Genesis to then, it has not changed. You know, in some cases, I even ask myself, why did it even go that long? But only our Creator knows that, and our ways are not her ways, and our thoughts are not her thoughts, you know, and that is our Mother God. So at the end of the day, you read it, it was always been a woman's covenant. So I'm going to continue preaching what it does say, and as I continue getting that revelation. Do we have prophets and prophetess that died for the cause? Yes, we did. Do we have a beautiful king, by the way? You know, much love. Do we have a beautiful king that died on that cross for us? Absolutely. Thank you for preaching the truth. You know, and I will always honor him. Always. You know, so in Nahum 3, woe to the bloody city and all that is full of lies and robbery. And they pray and departed not. The noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and the prancing horse, and the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain, a great number of carcasses. And there are none of their corpse. They stumble upon the corpse, because they multiplied the whoredom. They well-favored harlots, the mistress of the witchcraft. They selleth the nations through her whoredoms, and the families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of the host. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show you thy nations and thy nakedness, and the kingdoms of thy shame. And I will cast abominable fish upon thee, and I will make thee the vile, and I will set there in the gazing stock. But it shall come to pass that all they look upon there, that they shall flee from thee. And I say, Nineveh is a laid waste, so I will bemoan her. Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Art thou better than Populus? No. It's kind of like the people, you know, the dictators, I call them. But when those saturated among the rivers, they had waters round about. But it rampant with the sea, and her walls was from the sea. Ethiopian and Egypt was her strength, and it was in Phanom. But Libya was thy helpers. But it was she carried away, and she went into captivity of her young children. But also they dashed in pieces the top of all streets. They cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men, and they were bound in their chains. But also they shall be drunken, and they shall hid. And those shall seek the strength because of the enemy, and all thy strongholds, and they shall be like the fig trees and the first stripe figs, and they be shaken, and they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women, the gates in the land that it shall be set wide upon thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. They draw 3 waters and sage, and forfeited is thy strongholds. But into the clay is the thread of mortar, make throng into brickland. They shall be fire devour thee, and the sword shall cut thee off. And they shall lead upon like the cankerworm, and make themselves many, and the canker make themselves with many as the locusts. And as I did a little bit of research, is basically how they ripped. They stole, they stripped the treasures, everything was stolen. It was all stolen inheritance, all of it that they did. So they would go into it, as you see, like even here. They would go into a nation, and they knew what they had. They knew they were best children from God, so they would go in there, take them out, put them out in the streets, steal their homes, their treasures, everything. You see it all the way from Chronicles, all the way to Chronicles 1 and 2 and Kings 1 and 2. And just know, it's all in there. It's pretty sad, and that is what the Maker has come, is to do restoration, healing time. So in all the trials and tribulations, just remember, nothing's meant to happen unless the Creator made it happen. So you just embracing the storm, and know that you will see the goodness of our Lord, our Creator, our Mother God. It says that thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven, and the cankerworm spoiled, and it flieth away. The crown are the locusts, and the captains of the great grasshoppers. Remember what I said, the grasshoppers are men. That when you look at it from a heaven's point of view, like say right now, if I happen to be going through a trial and tribulations, you see your God and Creator, they are grasshoppers. The problem is a grasshopper. And I put the example almost like if we got a cup, right? And you have that much water in it, and a problem comes in your situation when you're walking right with God, and God has cut you covered. A hedge of protection of good. This has nothing to do with money. We're talking through trials and tribulations into the way into promised land. And the storm that they send in there is that small. And this cup looks big, but it's that small. Compared to the way Creator is, he'll send cyclones, atomic bombs, just like that. Boom. That's how powerful our Father, our Mother God is. How powerful the power of the Most High is. And I learned to say in the storm, you might get something and it's kind of like, but then it's kind of, you remember, hey, you know what? You're on your way into the promised land. You're about to see restoration time. So anything that comes down, it is ordered by the footsteps of our Creator, knowing that she walked the day before us and it will come to pass. So remember that. This is just to come, It says, they crown us, they are locusts, and the captains of they are great grasshoppers. You know how you get that from Ninja Turtle? It says, which camp is the hedges of the cold and day, but when the sun arises, they will flee away. Their place is not known, which they are, and the shepherd slumbered. O King Azariah, thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people will be scattered upon the mountains. No man will gather them. There's no healing of thy bruise, thy wound of grievous, and all that hear the bruit of thee, they shall clap their hands over thee, and upon they had not wickedness that has passed continually. And it's the downfall. Ta-da! And that's the revelation. Isn't it amazing? So yeah, of course, it has been a lot. It's been a long, long journey. I'm waiting, and I was thinking, man, I'm waiting for healing. I'm waiting for restoration. But what made me think she wasn't doing it in this journey? Because she has been, as we travel, as we continued going, parting the sea. I wouldn't have got this far if she wasn't doing anything. Our Maker, and she is, our Mother God, the Creator of heaven and earth, which is also backed up in, can't think of her name. Proverbs 8 and 9. It's all in there. Actually, you could start even from 5, and it talks about it. It talks like, listen to her, And then also the Bible verse, for Jerusalem's sakes, I will not keep crying, and I will not hold my peace. I hate robbery. So it's about to turn around time, So just be patient. And I know sometimes I have to tell myself that, in this journey we take some hits, but the enemy wouldn't be fighting you so hard if you were doing right. If you were doing wrong, right, it's because you're doing right. So darn straight, you best believe I'm going to give hell the way it gave me hell in my life. Letting them spend all their money and trying to pay off people, do whatever. Witches and warlocks, like I said, I bind their sorceries back to the pit of hell. But continue praying and showing up to preach revelation to you. I'm about to read Habakkuk, and that's mentioned too. So I want to go in there and do some deep Bible reading. So I have to post video too when it cut me off, but also do video too. So I just wanted to say I might have seen a little bit downfall, but it was only because my brother passed away, and I just read this a couple days ago. But in there, you have to also stay strong and keep going, and ready for turnaround time, So, well, have an amazing Thursday. We're already another week down. Know that I love you with the love of the Lord. The Maker loves you with the love of the Lord. Continue fighting a good fight of faith. And stay in prayer. Pray up. God is amazing. Shalom, shalom.